It's been a while since I've done a Forgotten Gems video, so what better time to resurrect this series than now? The late 90s were filled with fantastic movies of all sorts, especially movies that tugged on your heartstrings with nostalgia. One such gem of a movie was Grosse Pointe Blank. What made this film so good? And why should you watch it now? If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on all new reviews I put out weekly here at Off the Cover. And without further ado, onto the video. Grosse Pointe Blank should come with a warning against advertising-induced expectations. Often, trailers depict a movie one way, the film ends up being something entirely different. In reality, Grosse Pointe Blank is a black satire that occasionally strays into Tarantino-esque territory in its dialogue. That's certainly not a bad thing, but it isn't quite the romantic comedy that marketing people sold this movie as. The film stars John Cusack as the titular Martin Blank, returning to Grosse Pointe, Michigan for his 10-year high school reunion. One of the strangest rituals of American life is the high school reunion. Even if you recall your teen years with a blissful sense of nostalgia, does it make sense to return 10, 20, or even 30 years down the line? Chances are, you've stayed in contact with anyone worth keeping in touch with, and the only reason for going would be to flash your newfound glory, money, or fame. And that's not the case here. Martin Blank is a contract killer, an assassin if you will, who has grown tired of his profession. He searches for meaning in an otherwise drab existence. When he returns to Grosse Pointe, he finds his former high school sweetheart, Debbie, played by the then very popular Minnie Driver, who is equally shocked to see Martin return. You see, Martin stood her up on prom night, only to run away and join the army. Now Blank has to come to terms with the choices he made long ago and must now decide to move on or rectify them. He runs into some other friends, one of them being Paul, played by the witty and quirky Jeremy Piven. He finds out his house was turned into a convenience store and his mother is in an insane asylum. What can he do but move on? And how should he move on? Antagonizing him is a fellow assassin Grocer, played by Dan Aykroyd, who brings his own quirky humor to great effect. Some of the best scenes were Aykroyd interacting with Cusack. Grocer is attempting to form a union so that embarrassing overlaps in murder happen less often. Blank wants no part of this. So on the advice of his reluctant therapist, played by veteran Alan Arkin, Martin decides to attend the reunion and he asks Debbie out to go with him. As they're reminiscing and reconnecting, Martin finally sees what he wants his life to be going forward. But not before his past comes to catch up with him. Another would-be assassin crashes the reunion and tries to take Blank out. Martin gets the better of him, and together with his best friend Paul, they give the assassin a toasty ending. But not before Debbie witnesses them disposing of the body. His night ruined, Martin returns to his hotel and finally decides to look at his final target. And this one you can't see coming, which sets up for a spectacular ending. While this was billed as a romantic comedy, its quirky characters and social commentary are brilliant satire. Cusack is his quirky best, while Dan Aykroyd absolutely shines as Grocer. Some of the funniest scenes in the movie are delivered by Aykroyd in what could be one of his funniest roles. Another fun character was Blank's secretary, played by his very own sister Joan Cusack. Acting aside, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the film's score. Each song is perfectly matched to reflect and portray the mood of each scene. And who doesn't like Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes? Absolutely brilliant choices made by the music director. Overall, Grosse Pointe Blank delivers a good mix of action, comedy, romance, and satire to make this film a very enjoyable watch. It's been lost to time now, 26 years later, but it holds up very well even today. The comedy in the film is better than 90% of the movies out today, so you're sure to chuckle quite a few times. A solid cast and a musical score make this a quality production. Definitely hunt this movie down. You'll have a blast with it. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more great content.